What if I told you that the game of collecting leads has absolutely changed? If you're looking to create a freebie to attract people inside of your world and start building that list finally, then watch this video till the end, because I'm going to be sharing with you how lead magnets is a dying trend and what is the new trend arising from it, what is the game you should be playing instead, and how you can take advantage of it before everybody else does. Okay, so make sure you watch till the end. Welcome to day 11 of the Office Turnover Challenge. If you have no idea what this challenge is about, then what we are doing is we are converting negative ROAS offers to positive ROAS so that we can start making some kind of profit by marketing our courses or coaching programs on cold ads. Okay, so today is day 11. You can watch the previous videos for the past 2 weeks, but then let's dive inside of day 11. So today we did three things. The first thing was we did a deep dive on one of the client's offers, SN. SN is where I discuss about the lead magnets, and then we have JE. So today's video actually has two lessons. The first one is the lead magnet, which happened in SN, and I really wanted to nail down on that. But in JE, something amazing happened as well, and I would really insist for you to go ahead and watch that as well, on just to see how important it is to check the data and so on and so forth, because in that part we thought in for JE the offer was not converting and we were looking to change the entire funnel, but just because I looked at the stats I figured out this was converting pretty well. We just needed to fix one thing to start getting results. Okay, and then the third thing that I did for the day was answered a few more questions that D Merck had. And yeah, that's it, the three things that we did today. Okay, so let's dive inside of the first one. Let's go to D Merck. He had a few questions on his strategy, so we are going to go to day 6, D Merck, and over here we had some clarification. Okay, so the client wanted to understand like if we can change the words from supplements to stimulants. Now I just gave him an idea of why we use certain words inside of just below the headline, right? So this particular word was written inside just below the headline as a sub headline. Excuse me, as a sub headline. Now we are very conscious about the words that we utilize. If what it means is that in this particular line we show people what they don't like taking or doing in their language. So if the clients speak, if his prospects speak the language and they understand, they're familiar with the word stimulant, then we can definitely use the word stimulant in there, right? But if they are familiar more with supplements, if they are speaking about supplements and they're thinking about supplements, then it is going to be much more beneficial for us to use supplements because they're thinking that. If you have no idea what this client is about, so this client is in burnout recovery niche, and most of the people who are in burnout, they take some supplements and so on and so forth. So that's why we use the word supplements, and that's the reason, because we want to make sure that we are speaking the language of the prospects, right? And then he wanted to understand the delivery structure, how the course will be actually delivered, right? So what I shared with them was that we are calling it a 7-week program where we discuss one core area. So this particular client has a framework of getting people out of burnouts, right? So there were 7 steps for a person to get out of burnout. So each step is one core area, right? So what we are going to discuss inside of this 7-week coaching program or 7-week course is that we are going to cover one core area every single week, and then it will be an hour long or a 90-minute training, however long it takes for us to explain how this step actually works, what they can actually work on and start getting results, right? Then by the end of the 7 weeks they will have got a lot of quick wins, since this person already he suggested that we are going to get wins a lot quicker. So that's why I said, since we are going to get a lot of wins, the upselling to them becomes a lot easier, right? So we can have the course come in the sequence that will yield the results, whether sleep needs to be addressed first or nutrition. So the client wanted to understand if what topics need to be first, and it's really on the client's side, right? Because they know the niche much better than we do. Yes, we can do the market research, but we do not know the framework ourselves, right? We are not the experts. So according to them, whatever comes first, whichever one of the 7 cores come first, has to be in the right sequence so that they can get the results. Now how this course will be recorded, course will be a recorded course, and so we do not need to conduct this live every 7 weeks, right? We can create the course for once and then record it, right? And then course content and record it, and then try to make the content evergreen so it is not time bound, and we can sell it today and 10 years down the line because our niche is not time bound, right? So burnout will be there today, burnout will be there 10 years down the line. So we want to create a course that will be evergreen, that can be sold throughout. Okay, this is not like trend focused, or let's say something is going on right now, burnout will be there forever. Okay, so the price timeline. So the client also wanted to get an idea about what does the timeline look like for us to raise the prices, okay, and how we actually perform. So what we do personally for all the clients is the goal of the front end DIY course or any kind of front end offer that we run on cold ads, the goal is to make the dollar back, right? So if we are spending a dollar, we are going to make the dollar back, right? And what this will allow us to do is get us premium customers for free. See, let me ask you a question. How much would you spend on ads if you knew that you're going to make every single dollar back? As much as you possibly can, right? I mean, why would you limit yourself by limiting the ad budget if you knew you were gonna make every dollar back and everything else that you make in the back end will be pure profit? Exactly, right? So how do we get to break even? Now this is our structure, this is what I personally do, and I love, like, this works for every client that we work with. What we are doing is, like, every single test, so we do one test run, we do it for 14 days. We are going to see, we are going to spend at least 3 times the amount of the price of the program. So if the price of the program is $197, we are going to spend like $591 to get some data come in, right? So this is known as 3x spend rule. So 3x spend rule basically says that we have to spend 3 times the amount of the course price to see if the offer is converting in the market or not. And there are a lot of nuances to that, like conversions of the funnel, opt-ins, purchase rate, and all of that. We are not going to get inside of it. But right on the first test, if it passes, like, we are getting results, we are at 1x, amazing, we just cracked the code. But if we did not go through it in the first test phase, we go inside of the second one. If we do not even crack on the second one, we go inside of the third one, right? At the end of each test, we make some tweaks inside of the funnel, inside of the ads, to break even on the funnel end, right? Once it does, we scale. By all means, right? We scale from there. If we still don't break even on the third test, we shift our strategy by adding a front end offer to back the upsell, right? So that we can sell the course as an upsell rather than a front end offer. So note that I talked about the 3x spend rule, right? And it is much easier for us to spend, let's say, like, test a $27 offer, because 3 times $27 is, if my math is absolutely terrible, it's $81 or something, right? If it's $81 that we are going to be spending on if you're going to spend $81, we are going to know if this offer is converting on cold ads or not, right? So we will be able to do those kind of tests on those kind of offers much faster. Now, why don't we do it from the get-go, right? So the first thing we want to do is test if our course is working or not, right? If people are interested in buying our course in the first place. So when we do that, when we run the course as the upfront offer first, we are going to see people are buying it, a lot of people are buying it, so it's breaking even on the front end. So we are going to know when we run it as an upsell, it's going to be pure profit. People will be saying yes like clockwork, right? And at the end of the day, our goal is to sell courses, right? For this particular project. So what we are doing is, our goal is to sell the courses. So first we prove that the course is working, and then we introduce a front end offer to scale, right? So that is the goal. First is phase one is prove our course, and with all the tests, then pivot and scale. Pivot or scale. So if the offer is working, we scale it. If the offer doesn't work, we pivot our strategy. Okay, so about the upsells, about the upsell, if we are planning to create a high ticket offer, as we already have our VIP reset intensive that we had for this particular client, we can offer that as a 6-month experience coaching program, package it together to sell it at $3,000 at first, then eventually raise the price to $10,000. Then raising the price will depend on two things. The first thing is the results. If the clients are getting results a lot faster, then we can simply start raising the price. Let me give you an instance. If I'm working with a client and one of my clients, I charge $10,000 from that client, and we help that client make $100,000. So now the $100,000 is justified. Now I can start charging more. If we are getting consistent results with multiple clients, I can start raising my charges. Right now, what if we increased the result from 100,000 to 1 million? Now it only makes sense for us to charge 100,000 for the same offer, right? Without changing anything. The only thing that changed was the result that we got for that particular client. So you see, that's how the price of an offer really depends, right? And at the beginning, when we sell it for a lower ticket price, like at $3,000, we get to know what kind of results a person can get by actually working with us. Once we know that, then we can make conscious decision to raising our price. I call it the conscious selling. Okay, so we are very aware, or we are very conscious about raising our prices. And the second thing is how valuable the result is to that client. So for example, if I'm working with someone who has a small amount of followers, let's say 5,000 followers, right? And he is not big in the industry. And for him, growing on social media is just like a thing that everybody is doing. I also want to do it. So I would rather pay someone $1,000 to help me grow my account. But for whom will social media management be valuable at $10,000 per month? Somebody who's already been on social media and they have a huge following, right? So it also depends on the clientele. If we are serving people who do not have the money, or at the beginning they cannot actually, we actually cannot help them at such a high level, we cannot sell them a high ticket program. If the client thinks that it is a $10,000 problem, they will pay, right? So for this particular instance, if we are helping business owners get out of burnout, then for them they are saving their business, and they are getting they are having they are not having to lose their business or lose a lot of money just because they are facing burnout every single day. They are not able to speak with their family. So for them, it is a $10,000 or even multiple $10,000 program, right? Problem. So they will easily pay this kind of money. So we are looking to start marketing it to entrepreneurs and business owners so that we can help them get through burnout. And eventually, that's how we are going to be able to start charging premium price, and for them $3,000 is an easy sell, right? So it depends on these two things. Then how to sell the upsell? We are gonna have a closer. Either the coach can take the calls themselves, or we can have a closer come in who can take the calls, right? So right away from the time we are finalizing the niche, we are getting the offer to start running on cold ads. We can have this upsell where we can have people schedule a call with either the coach himself or the client or our client himself, or what we can do is the client can get a closer, and we can have him come up, and we can start booking calls to his calendar, and we can start getting some sales coming in. Okay, so these are the questions that I addressed for this particular client today. And then let's go back to day 11, and then let's get inside of SN right now. Okay, so for SN, she is in a proposal niche. So she's a proposal coach, and she has a $97 course, which we were having a very hard time before I came in to sell this particular course. It wasn't selling at all, and right now also it's not selling. So we are actively optimizing different stuff for her in order to start getting some results. Okay, so how the structure is looking like right now: we have a sales page, we have a checkout page, and then we have a confirmation page. So for the deep dive report, what we are seeing over here is what we did was we ran a two variation. Okay, and this was a request from the client. She wanted to run ads to the sales page directly, which was the first set of ad, and then the second set of ad was where she wanted to market a free lead magnet as an upfront offer, and have people opt in, get inside of the lead magnet, and then see the sales page as the next page after opting in. So here are the numbers. The CTR for this particular opt-in page was 0.44%. Now we were having graphic ads, right? We are using graphic ads to market this lead magnet to people. the CTR is really, really bad. This is below industry average, which I have never seen before. And I have run multiple lead magnet ads, even for freebies. Like there will be a lot of people who would click on the ads for the similar kind of structure where we just have the same kind of graphic ads, and the CTR will be like 11-15% CTR. But then for this particular client, since it's a very niche offer, we are sitting at like $16 per click for a lead magnet, which is insane, right? And the CPM is 74. So even if the CPM is low, which means that it is costing us less to be there, to be in front of 1,000 people, it is costing more, like to get one click, which means that the offer is not that good. So the lead magnet is not that good, right? So this shows that the lead magnet, after spending like $230 we spent on the opt-in page, we did not get one sign up for this particular lead magnet, which was really not good. It shows that the lead magnet is either too niche, so it was like proposal ideas for introverts. So it was like too niche, people could not relate with it, or thought that it was too technical, or it was not desirable for people at all, right? And we will need to stop the ads for this immediately. So I suggested let's stop the ads for this. And for the sales page, again the CPM is low, but the ads are not converting either as well. However, we are getting like $7 clicks for the sales page. Okay. um, and then here's how the funnel stats look like. Over here we got like zero opt-ins on both of the variations, zero opt-ins, zero purchases, which was really, really bad. Okay. What I suggested was the opt-in is not getting any signups. We will stop running ads for this particular page as the lead magnet is too niche for a broad audience, meaning the lead cost will be very high for this lead magnet. The sales page did not get enough views to make any decisions or make any changes to it. So 13 views on the sales page is not enough for us to even decide if people, the opt-ins are not working. Since I had already done a deep dive on her like a month or so ago, and then for that, from that, we already had made majority of the optimizations. So it was only a matter of sending traffic to this particular page to see how the page is doing. So after spending like $198, we only got 13 people to land on the page, which was really bad, right? So we need to fix on the a few things on the ads, but right now just send all the traffic to the optimized sales page that we had already got. But I also made a quick suggestion, was to add the checkout to the sales page, so that when people come up, they do not need to go to a separate checkout page, which will be another barrier which will cost us even more. So that's what I suggested. And the immediate next step would be to stop the ads for the lead magnet and put the resources inside of the course campaign. And then we are going to run the ads for $50 per day for the course, and ask the CMO to review the numbers in 3 days without pausing the ads. Okay, so here's why the freebies are dying. The trend has moved away from creating a list of email addresses to creating a list of credit cards on file. So you see, a lot of people out there have got like 10,000 people or 10,000 email addresses sitting inside of their CRM softwares or like email list. However, out of those 10,000 people, the industry average, I would say for the open rates are like 13 to 15%. So like 130 people are actually going to open up your emails every single time you send them an email. If your emails are exceptionally good, it's going to get 30%, 50%, right? However, um, if we are having people to purchase something on the front end, so we are building credit cards on the list, now the open rate will be much more higher than anything else. So here's a test that we did for another client that I'm working with personally, different on a different note. What we are seeing is that particular client has all the the entire list is present inside of active campaign, and only the paid list from all the purchases that we have been getting for all the different kind of offers is sitting inside of HubSpot, right? So since we are making a transition from active campaign to HubSpot, now the difference between the open rate for each one of them is tremendous, right? So this particular client is a very niche client, and he stands for premium kind of stuff, premium coaching and all of that. So his audience is very active. He has an open rate of 30%, 30% of on his emails that he sent out. However, for the paid audience that has been built, which is like 5,000 inside of HubSpot, the open rates is close to 80%. Can you imagine? Can you imagine just by having credit cards on file, we are getting much more open rates by having people pay for something on the front end, and then when we send them an email, they will be more serious to open up our emails because they first made a decision to make a purchase from us, right? So another thing is freebies attract cheaper people, right? Myron calls these people cheaper people. So he says there are cheaper people, and freeple people is even, I would say, like freebies attract freeple and cheaper people. So freeple people are the ones who are always seeking freebies, and then cheaper people are the ones who are always seeking something for cheap price. And freebies, mostly people who go for freebies are like discount seekers and so on and so forth. But then the real money is made when we attract the premium class of people who actually pay for stuff and not just dabble around, right? So another thing is it's much more easier for us to sell our offers to a paid customer than it is to sell to dabblers who have just seen us, just opted in one of the lead magnets, which doesn't really mean anything, right? So this is why we are gonna have uh, like people buy something on the front end and then sell them into the main things that we have got, right? That's why run low ticket offers or digital offers on the front end, so that you can start attracting leads and credit cards, and start building a list of credit cards rather than building a list of email addresses, right? You see, instead what you are going to be doing is launch low ticket offers, break even or even profit on the ads on the upfront, and then spend unlimited money on ads to get more premium buyers inside of your list, right? You see, Dan Kennedy says whoever can spend the most money to acquire a client, the most money to acquire a customer, actually wins. You cannot spend the most if you burn money on the front end. If you are running freebies, then you are burning money on the front end and you are not being profitable. You will only have a short resource of people coming in who are going to be purchasing something, not going to be purchasing something from you up front, but then you can go ahead and offer them something in the back end to make some money back. You see, I'm not talking about people like Alex Hormozy who are offering free stuff. You would be like, there are a lot of people who offer free stuff. Yes, because they make money. And like the thing is, if you're just starting out, if you don't make money, you do not have the money to burn, then don't do the free stuff. Start with a low ticket offer that you can sell on cold ads. Just break even on customer acquisition. Once you break even on the customer acquisition, then upsells will be pure profit for you. Okay, this is why the trend is moving from free lead magnets to low ticket offers, where in order for us to get the leads, it's much easier to break even on the front end when we actually sell something to them, okay, rather than offering something to free. So this is the new trend arising. The new trend is building a list of credit cards rather than email addresses. Okay, so I hope this was helpful to you. And then let's jump inside of JE. So this was a second deep dive that I did today, and her niche is anxiety. She has a $197 course. What we are using for her is a VSL checkout page where we are showing people the VSL once they click on the ad, and it has a 10-minute timer or a 5-minute timer before the checkout actually pops up on the same page. And then they go ahead and make the purchase. They go to the confirmation page. Okay, so amazing lesson that I learned from this particular offer. Here's how the number looked like, right? When I looked at it, I was like, CPC is like $1.47. That's amazing. CTR is also great. The ad is also performing. CPM is amazing, $56.20, right? The ad landing page got 179 views, but it's got zero purchases. Zero purchase rate. We spent $300 for a $197 course. We did not get any sales. By just looking at the stats, it would feel like we did not get any sales. Let's move away from VSL funnel, right? That's exactly what I thought. But then when I looked at the VSL page, what I found was inside of the VSL, the checkout was not attractive at all. Like we literally just wrote full course, the name of the course, and then we had a checkout form. I was like, what are the deliverables? What are people getting from this course? They don't even have any idea. Why would they pay for this, right? So what I did was I made some optimizations and made some suggestions. Another thing that I noticed was I wanted to get an idea about how many people stay till the end. So here also we ran two variations. Okay, so we were doing A/B testing for this as well, and the A/B test was one for one offer we had a timer of 5 minutes, another offer we had a timer of 10 minutes, right? So for 5 minute offers, we got two opt-ins three opt-ins that came in from the 5 minute timer, and from the 10 minute timer, seven opt-ins came in. That is amazing, right? I mean, I never imagined, I thought the psychology would say that if we had a shorter timeline, people will be much more willing to go ahead and opt in and make a purchase and so on. So we have shorter timers, right? However, for all the people who stay till the 10 minutes, here are the numbers. Okay, when I looked at the stats inside of Vidalytics, which is a tool where we host the videos, which allows us to see how many people stay till the end, how many people watched how many section of the videos, and what I figured was at 10 minutes there were 14 people who watched until 10 minutes timer was over. So you see, out of those 14 people, 7 people opted in, which basically means every other person who waited till the 10 minutes was over opted in, right? So it shows that they were interested even after that really not good checkout, right? When they did not even know what they were signing up for, even then they opted in, right? So this shows that we are going in the right direction. All we need to do is fix a particular thing, right? So for here are the suggestions that I fixed for to get better sales or get some conversions for this offer, because I'm so confident with this, that people are staying till the end. They are willing, they're happy to come in and pay that $197. It's just that they did not know what we are delivering on in the first place. So I asked them to create two rows and replicate it exactly as we have in the checkout page that I optimized a while ago. And then what we are going to be doing is we are going to have a two-step order form instead of one, on the checkout page itself, and we are going to have people come in and see everything and then purchase it the offer from there, then and there itself. And then we are going to have a CTA to scroll, right? So for the button, have all this scroll to the checkout page that I had shared above. So there was an image over here, and then we are going to change the CTA button from reprogram my anxious thoughts to yes, reprogram my anxiety, just $197, right? So immediate next step is declare the 10-minute VSL variation the winner, run 100% traffic to that page, right? And set the budget to $50 per day so that we can start getting better results, we can start getting the numbers faster, and then run it for the next 14 days. We are going to do a deep dive on right after the 14 days are over, and have me review the stats on day 7. Okay, so you see how important small data is. Like, had we not known that 14 people stayed and watched the 10-minute video, then we wouldn't have known the real stat that this is actually converting, right? Just looking at this, we would make a decision that okay, this page is not converting, let's shift to a sales page, right, instead of a VSL page. But no, data always wins. I hope this entire video was helpful to you, both the lessons you were able to take home, and let me know in the comment section what was your best takeaway. For me personally, the first thing was that lead magnets are dead. We are focusing on just launching low ticket offers for different clients and breaking even on the front end so that we can spend unlimited money on the front end and get premium buyers. Now just imagine people buying the $197 courses on the front end. Imagine the quality of the leads list that we are going to build if we have like 1,000 people. Even if we have 1,000 people who have paid us $300 and we have only that list, whatever we launch for them, we are going to get much better results, right? So I hope this entire video was helpful. Let me know in the comment section what was your best takeaway. If you stayed till the end, I really appreciate your time, and I hope this was valuable for you as well. And subscribe to my channel to make sure that in the future, whatever video comes in, you will be able to see. And I will be seeing you on the next one. Till then, keep creating for a change.